After I was made to stand up in Latihan, I began to see inside of my inner feeling. And what I saw at first was a piece of cloth, and that seemed to be me, myself. And each Latihan, this piece of cloth would be unraveled. And after quite a while, it was completely unraveled and it just disappeared. And then I began to see the material force, buildings, all kinds of different material things. The vegetable force, trees and flowers and all kinds of different vegetation. And then many different kinds of animals. I also saw that my dominant animal was a cat. And after seeing all these animals, I began to see many different kinds of people. Some were dancing, some were singing, many kinds of people. After that, I began to see my sukmas. The sukmas are the fine bodies that are made out of light that reside in our hearts. I saw the black sukma, which represents the material sukma, the red sukma, which represents the vegetable sukma, and the yellow sukma, which represents the animal sukma. I wasn't able to see the white or the brown one. The white one is the ordinary human sukma, and the brown one is when the first four come together and become the Rohani sukma. I wasn't able to see the last two. And I wondered why I wasn't at least able to see the white one. But eventually I just had to surrender it all to God and accept it. Then my Latihan went into making all kinds of different human movements. And then it just went along the way it did and progressed in God's own way. In 1971, I went to Chalandak for the Subud World Congress in Chalandak. And one evening I was walking behind Bapa's house. It was between 6 and 7 in the evening. And there was nobody around. I suppose because they were all getting ready to go to Bapa's talk later on. And I came to a place where I was made to stop, and I couldn't move my body, except for my head. I could look up. And when I looked up, I could see a white ball of light coming down and went into the top of my head. My whole head became white. And then it went inside of me. And then I felt normal again and I could walk. Later on, I understood that I received my white sukma and the human force, the ordinary human force. That evening after Bapa's talk, he brought his whole entourage into a coffee shop where I was sitting and having coffee. And I understood that Bapa was letting me know that he was aware of my experience that evening.